Hello, my chicklets. Thank you for stopping by. As many of you have noticed, we have reached 500, and I cannot explain how appreciative I am of that fact. I would like to do something for a 500 celebration, so in the description is a link to a Google form where you can tell me what you would like to see. Please go ahead and give that a fill out. It will be open until August 28th. 2021. At that time, I'll look over everything and start planning, so it may be a little bit longer before I can actually post something. Thank you again for being here. Today we are going to read Home, a short fic written for my Fluffuary series in 2020. Patton's leg bounced as he sat in the back of the cab. He had been away from his husband for almost a week now, but it had felt so much longer. Normally, he would never leave Virgil that long, but the teaching conference didn't allow him to bring a guest, and they weren't really in a financial position to be spending extra money on a flight. He rationalized that it was okay. Virgil was a grown man and could take care of himself. They also had Skyped each other at least once a day and had been texting the entire time that they were apart. It didn't make Patton worry any less. He loved his husband more than anything else in the world. He loved Virgil more than he loved puppies and kittens, more than he loved his own students. Being away from him this long had been hard. "We're almost there," the cab driver told Patton, and he put on a smile. "Thank you so much." He just nodded, but Patton meant it. It was 5 a.m. in the morning. He had taken the earliest flight home he could get, wanting to see his husband and the love of his life. He could barely hold in his anticipation, and there was a small part of him that wanted to abandon his bag in the car and run straight to Virgil. Finally, the cab pulled up to his house, and Patton paid the driver, not even worrying about the change as he grabbed up his bag and slid out of the car. He was home. Unlocking the door, he made his way to the bedroom, discarding his suitcase and shoes by the door before sliding in. There, in their bed, was Virgil, curled around Patton's cat onesie, and Patton felt his heart flutter like it had back when they first met in high school. Virgil was beginning to stir, being a very light sleeper, and when he saw a figure at the door, he shot up and turned on his lamp. "Patton?" He scrambled out of the bed, now very much awake. "You weren't supposed to be home until later." Virgil stopped short of a hug, instead putting a hand on Patton's face. "I'm home, kiddo." A scowl came upon Virgil's lips, but it was desperately trying to hide a smile underneath. "Not your kid." "No, my husband." They both leaned in for a sweet and tender kiss before Patton pulled away. "So, my onesie, was it positively perfect as a substitute for me?" Virgil snorted, covering his mouth. "It is too early for you to be making me laugh, Cookie." He motioned his head to the bed, and they both began to walk over to it. "But Virg, you didn't answer my question." "Nothing could compare to you. I may have just slept with it because it smells like you." Patton blushed and crawled into bed, wrapping his arms around Virgil. "Well, now you get to have the real Pat Cat." Virgil was just laughing, shaking his head, and curling into Patton. "Welcome home, my darling." Patton smiled. It was so wonderful to be home. Thank you again for listening, everyone, and thank you again for the 500 subscribers. I didn't think I would ever make it this far. I am so appreciative to all of you for being here, and I do hope you continue to enjoy. Please don't forget to fill out that form in the description, and I will see you next week.